friends, welcome back to my channel, Patronosaurus Reads. I'm Katie, aka Patronosaurus, and I read. Today I'm going to be giving you my, the Reading Rush. I almost said Booktubeathon, and then I was like, no, that's not what it's called anymore. The Reading Rush TBR. The Reading Rush takes place from July 22nd through the 20-something else, whenever it ends. It's like a Sunday to Sunday, whenever it is. There are 7 challenges. I am assigning a book to each challenge, but several of them can double up. We'll see how I do. So let's just really quickly get into my TBR. The first challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover. For that, I'm going to be reading this copy of Lysistrata by Aristophanes. This is an ancient Greek play about women who are tired of men's BS. And so they withhold sex from them. And that sounds hilarious and incredible, and it's a play, and it's super short. So this is perfect for a readathon. The next challenge is to read a book sitting in one place the entire time. You don't have to read it in one sitting, but you have to read it in the same location the entire time. That one I might double up with Lysistrata, but if I don't, then I will be reading Fruits Basket Volume 2. I talked about this in my July wrap-up, or my June wrap-up, which might go up after this video. If you don't know what Fruits Basket is, it's about people who can sometimes turn into animals, and this girl who is friends with them, essentially. The next challenge is to read a book that you meant to read last year, and this is actually a book that I've been meaning to read for a couple of years, and I just haven't. But I think it's time. I think this is my #1 priority, and I'm finally gonna be reading Six of Crows. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. Who am I? What am I doing? I like to read things in publication order. So I read Shadow and Bone 2 years ago, and I was like, this is okay. It's not that good. And then I reread it 2 years later, and then I finally finished the Grisha trilogy, and now I've just been sitting here on Six of Crows waiting for it to be the right time, and I feel like this is it. The next challenge is to read an author's first book, and for that I'm going to be reading Blood Heir. If you guys recall, this is a book that the author pulled because there was a lot of criticism with the first round of ARCs about slavery and racism, and then she decided that she's still going to publish it. So I've mentioned before, my local independent bookstore does get ARCs, and you can kind of check them out like the library, which is why I have this paper in here, because you have to turn back in a paper once you return the book. So after all that went down, I was at the bookstore and I saw that they had this, and I was like, I want to find out for myself what is going on with this book. But then they announced that they were going to pull it, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm not super pumped to read it. But the author has now announced that this book will go ahead with publication. I don't know if anything's going to be changed, but I want to read it and see how I feel about it. So I'm going to be reading Blood Heir, hopefully. The next challenge is to read a book with non-human main characters, or a non-human main character, something like that. And for that I'm going to be reading Aurora Rising, because I think these are space elves, right? They're space elves, aren't they? Right. I swear they're space elves. If they're not, I have other books that will fit this challenge. I might reread East, which has a polar bear as a main character, so I might reread that, or one of my other books on my TBR. Let me know if this is actually space elves. I feel like it's space elves, but I don't think this actually says anything about space elves, but I feel like it is. Somebody tell me. Let me know, because I do really want to read this. The next challenge is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title, and for that I will be reading The Woman in the Window. That is exactly 5. I counted. I just feel like I will want a thriller to kind of break up all of the fantasy and contemporary that I'm going to be reading during this readathon, so I thought this would be a nice change of pace. It is quite a chunky thriller, but also it's a thriller, so I tend to read them super fast because I'm really interested in what will happen. And I've heard either really, really good things about this or really, really bad things, so I'm excited to see what I will think. And the final challenge is to read a book and watch its movie adaptation. I'm cheating a little bit because this is a TV adaptation. It's Good Omens, which I have already watched 1.5 times. I've watched it the whole way through, and I have watched the first half of it a second time, and I'm going to continue watching it. So probably by the time that I get to this, it'll be on my 3rd watch of Good Omens. but I just love Good Omens. It's such a good series. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. If you don't have Amazon Prime, find a friend who does, because it's so good, you guys. It's so good. I'm excited to read the book. I know I have the TV show tie-in. I don't have the regular book, but I actually quite like this cover. If I end up needing to double up, then I will probably just count Fruits Basket for this challenge and just watch some of the TV show. I feel like that's fine to watch TV instead of a movie. That's my TBR. It's a lot of books. I will not read all of that. I don't know. Actually, I read kind of fast, so we'll see. I will link the announcement video down below if you want to get involved, if you want to do the reading rush. It's super exciting. I'm going to have fun. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. That's what YouTubers say. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.